This vision services along with Klang Indian Chamber of Commerce and Malaysia South Asia Chamber of Commerce, supported by Agenda Suria Communication, is organising Let's Meet Up and Get Connected here today in Sime Darby Convention Centre. This event helps to create a platform for entrepreneurs to learn from the experts and also discuss business-related matters. Let's Meet Up and Get Connected today discusses issues related to innovation. Hence our theme for today, Innovate or Get Buried, by guest speakers Mr. Christy Herman, Mr. Patrick Correa and Mr. Jagarao Simancha.
Productions.
Hi sir.
Hi.
Okay, introduce yourself, your name and your company.
Okay, I am Raj Ramasamy. I am from TM SMS Solutions.
Alright sir, so what are you expecting from Let's Meet Up and Get Connected today?
Of course, we are expecting business from the people who attended and to get know each other.
Alright, so do you think that you will benefit by learning about innovation today from Let's Meet Up and Get Connected?
Yeah, of course.
Alright, thank you so much Mr. Raj. Hi ma'am, what's your name?
Mohana Devi.
Alright, Miss Mohana Devi, yes. Oh, Mrs. Mohana Devi. Alright, which company are you from?
So, BKH Transport Services Sendirian Berhad from Ipoh.
Alright, Miss Mogana. From today's event, what do you think is going to benefit you the most?
First of all, I can meet so many people in our business. So maybe I can get more knowledge and experiences.
Alright, thank you so much Miss Mogana. Hi sir, your name and your company's name.
Hi, I'm Mark from Rich Swiss Academy.
Alright, so what do you think about today's event?
I've attended a lot of events like this, but mostly at Chinese, and they do it for breakfast, but this is the first time I'm coming for an Indian event.
Alright, so what are you expecting to get out from Let's Meet Up and Get Connected?
Basically, we just want to expand our circle of influence and looking at get connected to more Indian business people.
Alright, thank you so much Mr. Mark. Hi,
Hi,
what's your name?
Suji.
And your company's name?
Suji Sweets Door Gift.
Alright, Miss Suji, what do you think is going to benefit you the most in this program, from this program?
The first, I will say that I'm able to meet a lot of new people, other business level people. They are much more bigger level than me. I'm looking forward to share my ideas with them, and I want to see how they have grown up, their ideas on their business, how it could benefit me as well to grow in my field.
Alright, so what do you feel about today's event?
Today, it was a very good opportunity for me, where I able to meet new people, new ideas, and had few contacts to expand some new business ideas as well.
Alright, thank you so much Miss Suji. Hi Mr. Arun.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening sir. So I hear that this is your first time here in Malaysia.
Absolutely, first time.
Alright sir, so what is your outlook here in Malaysia, being it the first time you're visiting Malaysia, yeah?
You see, Malaysia is my very first visit, and I'm sorry I've been traveling for the last 30 years, but really coming first time, I'm really so amazed. And I feel in a way it is much better than even US, Canada and Singapore. And I think this country has amazed me. It has really amazed me. You look at your Twin Tower, you look at your bridges, you look at your airways, look at the whole infrastructure, I would say. I'm really, really amazed.
Based on your experience in business in India, how do you think today's event is going to help you grow further in your business?
I think this country has enormous potential, and this is of course my first visit, and this would be definitely the beginning of our many more returns to this place, because we would like to take this as a gateway for expansion to the Far East nations and all that, because people are very skilled, the atmosphere is so good. We would like to use it to our advantage and go all over the whole, I would say, the Far East region.
The talk is going to start and we're about to find out what's going to happen. Innovate or get buried.
Jack, I've been for one of your events, and of course parking is impossible, please take note of that. But how many people actually turn up for your events? Do you have a number?
Yeah, we have a number. Actually, what happened is our Indian population in Malaysia, I think from the government, I think it's about 1.7 million. So I believe more than that. I give you a register numbers. We do about 6 events a year, let me tell you. When we do Johor's event, an international Indian shopping festival, we registered 250,000 people. 50,000 people came.
250,000?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
50,000 people came from Singapore. Then we won the second Johor Tourism Award for 2012 and 13. This year, I think next year is going to be the nomination. Then we go to Mid Valley, the Global Indian Festival. Official registered by Tourism Malaysia is 303,152. 303,152. And that makes the Global Indian Festival is the largest indoors event in Malaysia. Then we go to Penang International Indian Shopping Festival. We registered 230,000 people.
Then 30,000 customers.
Then the last one, actually, we went for Deepavali Carnival. We registered almost about 500,000 people. With the 38,000 cars came in for 12 days times. 12 days of the carnival. So that made us to beat even Shohei Carnival.
So we work with hospitals on improving their how they use resources, costing, things like that. So everything from, and this term that's used, the industry term is called DRGs, diagnostic related groups. So basically, you're a physician in the group, and in the audience, you probably know what DRGs are. So from a clinical perspective, how can a hospital improve their efficiencies? So that's how we help. We've got a project here in Malaysia. Our biggest business is in Singapore and Australia and New Zealand. So we're in every hospital in Singapore and about 70-80% of Australia. That has been with the dawn of the economy and people seeking better medical services. So this has really picked up in Asia a lot. So we saw a lot of traction in Malaysia, India especially, and so they needed somebody here.
Everything from radio to TV to online. Now the innovation is digital, so we've gone to digital area. But what started off as traditional, that is print advertising, radio advertising, and television advertising. And now, of course, the advent of digital advertising, that's a new field that I've moved into.
Is it expensive?
No. In fact, it is cheaper than traditional advertising because in terms of media, you don't pay media fee because it's online. And the good thing about digital is the fact that the thing about when people use traditional, they expect an audience to be there, but with the advent of commercial, people tend to turn off. But in digital, the power is no longer with the manufacturer, it is the consumer. He decides what he wants to watch, he wants to skip. So actually it's not cheap, but there is amount of fee that you have to get because seeding. When you see the online video, for example, or there's a Facebook ad, that's where, but it's completely cheaper than as compared to traditional advertising, which should be forgotten at the moment actually because everybody's moving to a digital.
Okay, great. So now we've got the perspective of the digital side.
The new technology always comes from Europe, from America, and also from Japan or Korea. Why? I always ask the reason why the whole entire thing has to come from there. Because as and when times moves on, I think technology gets better. So that is the most important thing. And as you see, over the time, I think the most innovations always come from Japan and Korea, and it follows with the US. I don't know what is the traditions all about, because if you see in the world about 8 billion populations, is it the technology only confined coming from these particular countries? So what's wrong with the people from the south? What's wrong with people from Southeast Asia? What's wrong from people from India? What's wrong with people from South America? So this is actually the biggest puzzle that I personally have. But innovations is very important, I think, because innovation is the one to actually move forward. I always believe that any business you do, you always have to find tomorrow's customer.
Hi Dato, how are you feeling today?
Good evening.
Good evening, Dato. All right, how do you think, Dato, is Let's Meet Up Get Connected, the event this evening, going to help entrepreneurs in Malaysia?
Actually, it's a step in the right direction. I think the organizers have gone on to latch on to what's now the latest trend, because the markets are expanding. Domestic markets alone are not enough. I think the crowd that they've gathered here is a bit of a above mid-tier group. So I think this connections, this networking is important for them to expand not only their businesses abroad, but also domestically, and also to link up with the value chain up and down the system. So I think it'll be a step in the right direction. And this has been the trend. I think Indians alone have not been able to plug into this, and very much like how the other communities have done. The best of the Chinese brothers have gone really, spades at this. But I think Indians are trying to catch up, and I think we are fairly doing a good job.
All right, thank you, sir. Now, next, how do you think is SEED going to influence the rest of the Indian entrepreneurs here today?
Okay. See, again, SEED is actually a government public-private partnership kind of a unit, and we become facilitators. And in the last 2.5 years that we've been around, we've been able to assist entrepreneurs not only in terms of funding or assistance of funding, but we've also looked at the ecosystem as such. And we've been able to plug in Indian entrepreneurs into the mainstream economy. And primarily the areas that government is looking to and trying to expand to. So those were the areas that we want them to plug into, and they have done fairly well. I mean, the agendas we have taken, like for this year and following year, 2015, is like businesses which Indians have traditionally not been involved in, like halal business. There's a huge market out there. Franchising is a step in the right direction in a plug-and-play kind of a system. And we have also looked at other traditional areas which are predominantly non-Indian based, like oil and gas, like tourism, where we're asking the Indians to step up along the value chain. So this is what the role SEED has been able to play, and we have fairly done a good job. What SEED has done is basically consolidate 77 different government agencies involved in entrepreneurship under one roof.
Okay, so how do you think is the government going to help the entrepreneurs to come up in Malaysia, especially Indian entrepreneurs?
To say Indian entrepreneurs in specific, that's the role of SEED. But in general, the government is looking at the SME Master Plan, which was just launched in 2012, and in about 6 years from then, and now about 4 years from now, we are probably going to attain high-income nation. And high-income nations, there are about 6 or 7 different thrusts that we are looking at. And one of them is to actually get Malaysian entrepreneurs to become a global brand. And that we don't have, not many. We probably can talk the likes of Sime Darby, maybe we've talked about another 1 or 2, but we're sporadic. We are not being able to make our presence felt in the regional, international market. But maybe we also look at AEC, which is going to become reality in 2015. Now, AEC is a big market. It's $500 million, 500 million people. If we can make our regional footprint strong, I think Malaysian companies and even Indian companies have that strength. And that is probably the right direction we should go into, because our domestic markets are very small. Our consuming power is very not limited. I won't say big, but it's very limited. So AEC is a good stepping stone for Malaysian Indian companies looking at the next growth pattern, and that will come from the regional market.
All right, thank you so much for your time, sir. It was nice talking to you. Have a good evening.
But I think the key thing here, and we hear it in my other responses too, is you have to be relevant to your customer. Don't innovate for the sake of innovating. Then you're just a buzzword like everybody else.
You need to innovate because you need to follow the audience. The audience doesn't follow you anymore. They dictate. It's no more the power of the manufacturer, but the power of the audience. The power is in his hand.
So many ministers have came in, so many high commissioners came and officiated our event. They were so impressed the way that how we conducted the whole entire event. And some high commissioners have told that even better than what they have seen in India. So we have better technology, we have better brain, and better ideas. I think it's now already a time for Malaysian Indians to come out from that afraid, like when an elephant has been tied so long. And we have so much of advantages and so much of encouragement and so much of good thing we have surrounded with the technology.
I tell you, the kind of development which I have seen here is not there in India. And do you think we Indians don't have the brains? We have. But we are using brains to live within the constraint. You see, I am so amazed because Malaysian people I really like. Because first of all, our Indians are very nice here and lot of Indians, I would like to say thank you. I had a very bad impression about this, but my whole perspective has changed coming here. In my opinion, innovation is really not innovation. Innovation means understand what customer needs. That demand, latent demand is existing. If you do not create a product which caters to that latent demand, there is no innovation.
If you see in terms of quality and also the technology part, or the innovative part, I think you see Korea and Japan did not compete with China. So what happened is actually they came out with quality product. So when they come out with the quality product, they have a group of people actually who actually the buyers. And if the consumer, we as a consumer, I think we always want to go for good restaurant. We want to buy good food. We wanted to get a good chairs. We wanted to, everything we want to have a good and quality, and we have no mind in finding the whole entire thing. But we, as a businessman, we wanted to, when we wanted to sell it off, we never think like that. For the sake of, you wanted to dispose it of your product, you wanted to get it, the things out. So I think that is actually the problem of gaming. But if you see in Japan and Korea, I think the whole entire community and also the people have been taught about the innovation and also the creativity.
Here now we have with us Ms. Bawani from Advanced Vision Services, the main organizer of Let's Meet Up and Get Connected. Hi, Ms. Bawani.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
All right, Ms. Bawani, I'm very curious. Why innovate? Why this topic for tonight's talk?
The reason behind it that we have picked up this particular topic through our research, especially among Indian community. We used to talk about innovation, but we don't know how far innovation can build our businesses in a different way. Now the thing is, a lot of companies are still holding on the old method. There's a lot of technology improvement has taken place, but whether we understand that. So let's get our certain panel. If you look at our panels, they have discussed on a different culture. One is an overseas methodology, another is local methodology. Let's see whether we can combine and create a new idea among whoever have attended today. That's the whole reason behind it.
All right, so Ms. Bawani, I'm sure all the audiences, especially entrepreneurs, would like to know when is your next event for Let's Meet Up and Get Connected, or any events done by Advanced Vision Services. So when is it?
Okay, in KL, tentatively we're going to do one in January. I haven't fixed the date, but we will just let you all know through our Facebook, and plus in our LinkedIn group. We have our own LinkedIn group. The next event has been confirmed. It's going to be in February during Chinese New Year on the 4th, and followed by Penang somewhere in April. But whatever it is, most of the information you can get it through our Facebook, or of course we're going to announce it on media. So just look for it.
Okay, so if I want to go to Facebook, how do I go to it? What do I search for?
Now you can go to Gender Suria Communication Facebook. They do advertise about what's happening and a latest update about this event. If you look into our LinkedIn group, we have a Business Indian Global group has been created. There's a lot of members have participated. You can just join into our LinkedIn group.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Bawani. Have a good evening.
You too, thanks.
And now we have here with us Mr. Christie, one of our guest speakers for tonight. Hi, Mr. Christie.
Evening.
Good evening. All right, sir. So what do you think about today's event? Let's meet up and get connected.
Okay, I think what's good about it is actually you bring knowledge to the Indian community. I think the business community, what's lacking, I think Indians generally in silos, they don't really connect. I think the Malays do it, the Chinese do it. I think this is great for the Indian business community to come and work together, and there's discussion and also knowledge base and improvement in their knowledge about how things move forward and how innovation can help us move forward.
All right, so what was your scope tonight, in tonight's event? What did you speak about, in short?
Basically, on my side, it's more about from my industry, which is communications, and how innovation in communications is important, and I'm bringing that knowledge. It's not so much technology. I think the others panelists were talking more about technology. Mine is about the mental innovation and how we have to change the mindset. So that's more on my side.
All right, thank you so much for joining us tonight, sir. And now we have here with us Mr. Jagarao Simancha, the CEO and the founder of Agenda Suria Communication, who supported Let's Meet Up and Get Connected. Hi, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, sir. So tonight's event was a success. We could see how many people actually attended this event tonight. So what do you think? Why do we need to have such event like Let's Meet Up and Get Connected?
Personally, I feel because I think practically Indian businessmen, I think they need to know that where the economy leading off, where the technology leading off. And I think our effort today actually supporting the event where many experts in the industry came here and actually sharing their views on how the technology is going to lead up. So that makes, I think, the whole entire session was very interesting. The 2-hour sessions was gone up so fast. And I feel this Malaysians, Indian practically, I think that need to know about the technology, how the whole thing goes, because the technologies go very rapidly every day. And today's, especially Mr. Christie, Mr. Patrick, he came from different various kind of industry, sharing that how actually the important that you be innovated. If you don't innovate it, you'll get buried. So I think this day everybody is giving from every point of view how, and including myself, where Agenda Suria Communication has been in industry for the past 13 years, and we feel that the innovation is very, very important to any kind of business.
All right, so briefly, what was your scope about tonight? Being one of the guest speakers as well. So what was your scope? What did you speak about?
We actually, I think they've been asking about what actually the cream of the success of the Agenda Suria Communication, and I feel that being a Malaysian Indians, we have so much of advantages and we have so much of age compared to any of the peoples in the region. And I've been talking now about the region that we have about 600 million populations, and Malaysian Indians practically they have been I cannot say they've been depressed, but I think they have a low confidence kind of thing. And I concluded just now, said Malaysian Indians like an elephant who had been tied, where they have so much of strength, but they're thinking that by tying them off, they actually can't move around. And I think the progress that what Agenda Suria have been done for the past 10 years, and we have received 2 Malaysia Book of Records, and we have received another record, another award from Young Entrepreneurs and awards, being under the CSR for the best event management company, have given us so much of encouragement for the company to innovate more. And I think that for 2015, we are trying to see that whatever events that we are going to do, organize, is going to give so much of benefit to the Malaysian businessmen. That's why I'm inviting many Indian businessmen to come and talk to us, see how actually our event can help them. And also how actually they can participate and actually expanding their business, because our event had been receiving almost about 200,000 to 500,000 visitors.
All right, so speaking about young businessmen, many young businessmen do not even have a proper platform to start off with. So how is Agenda Suria Communication going to help these young businessmen start off their business?
You see, any business, like in saying that any business is actually, they have to start it out, they have to start somewhere. And I'm saying that, you see, the most important thing is actually the product that whatever they have created must be innovative enough. You see, if you wanted to catch any people's attentions, you must be something different. And when you're something different, you must become with something very innovative. So you will catch the people's minds faster. So we, as an Agenda Suria Communication, always welcome any businessmen who come in, especially with the new innovative ways. Especially now, you was talking about a web portal, you're talking about mobile marketing, you're talking about the mobiles, apps kind of thing. This is actually the way we look forward. So if any young businessman who wanted to come to us, we are willing to help. And we wanted them to think that how their product is different than others, and how their product is actually can reach the consumer, not only today's consumer, actually you must find the tomorrow's consumers.
All right, thank you so much for your time, sir. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
And now we have here with us our next speaker, Mr. Patrick. Hi, sir.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thank you.
All right, so what do you think about Let's Meet Up and Get Connected in a whole?
I think it's great to see at the grassroots level something like this happening. I think we need more of these, because I always feel like the SMEs are the growth engine of any country. Yeah, the big MNCs are helping, but I think you have so many SMEs out there, and I think if you get them to work, get them to innovate, and you get them to be effective, I think it's a huge boost to the economy.
All right, thank you, sir. So what was your scope for tonight? What did you actually speak about, in short?
Yeah, I was bringing of course I work for 3M, and it's a big MNC, so I think innovation is our bread and butter. So I think they wanted to get the big MNC view on innovation and how the SMEs can learn from that. So essentially, that's what I brought to the event tonight. So.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. So have a good evening.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So we are going to have lineups for next 5 events we're going to do next year. So any of you think that you wanted to participate, you want us to help, you have any innovative way of going to do, because 2015 is going to be very challenging years for Malaysia. So I'm thinking that to make it the whole event into a global market, but at the same time, I doesn't want to leave Malaysian Indians off from the track what we are going to do. And as our expansions, we're going to go very big. And the second one I want to do is actually leading up what we are doing. Actually, we are planning to do, I think, to do Global Indians Entrepreneurs Conference and meet during the Global Indian Festivals next year, June. We are targeting this event is going to be held on the 4th of June in Garden. And we are going to targeting that we're going to have about 400 participants, and we are going to targeting that we're going to bring top leading Indian businessmen from Asia. And this event is going to be held on the 4th of June. And we are trying to see that how this particular event can benefit Malaysia as a whole. We already done a partnership with the India Trade Promotional Organization, MATRIP, like in India, Federation of India Export Organization, Export Promotional Council of Handicraft. We also going to already work with the Ministry of Textile and many various kind of organizations we already meet, and we already done buy and sell meet for the past 5 years. So I'm taking this particular whole entire event into a different kind of thing, and I'm hoping that in the next 5 years, this particular event can become a earmark for all Indian businessmen in Asia to come and gather here.